You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 25th of March, 2026. It is 5 days after the spring equinox. It is 88 days before the summer solstice. By the Western Christian calendar, today is the Feast of the Annunciation, exactly 9 months before Christmas. Today, Major League Baseball's regular season opens with one opening night game. The San Francisco Giants host the New York Yankees at Oracle Park. Tomorrow, a full roster of 14 games is scheduled across the country. Play ball. Today is the 26th day of the American and Israeli war against Iran and Lebanon. The sun rises today at 6:51 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1:01 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:13 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 7:41 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 8:13 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 42 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon reaches its first quarter today at 3:18 p.m. The moon sets today at 2:24 a.m., and then it rises again at 11:06 a.m. The full moon will arrive on Wednesday, the 1st of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 3:55 a.m., 1 meter 49. In the morning, low tide, 10:22 a.m., 3 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 4:35 p.m., 1 meter 22. At night, low tide, 10:34 p.m., 15 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, today the very first daffodil flowers should be opening. Daffodils are native to the western Mediterranean, on both the African and European sides of that sea. But they have been spread all over the world where they are harbingers of early spring. In these parts, people rarely call them narcissi, which is a pity, because in Greco-Roman myth, the young man Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection in a pool. Every time he tried to touch his beloved, his fingers roiled the waters, and his beloved disappeared. He lay there gazing until he died. But when they came to make his funeral pyre, they turned, and the body was gone. He had been turned into a daffodil, or narcissus. Think of that as you contemplate the daffodils this year. Commemorations. This day in the year 421 is the traditional date of the dedication of the church of San Giacomo di Rialto in Venice. Its consecration marks the foundation of that city. A somber anniversary. On this day in 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire took place in Greenwich Village. The fire killed 146 garment workers on the 8th, 9th, and 10th floors of the building that stands to this day on Washington Place. There were no sprinklers, and the doors were locked to prevent workers from stealing or taking unauthorized breaks. Many died of smoke inhalations. Others jumped from high windows. The tragedy led to major reforms in fire safety in the city, as well as legislation that mandated significantly better working conditions for all laborers. On this day in 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his speech, "How Long? Not Long," on the steps of the Alabama State Capitol in Montgomery, before a crowd of 25,000 people. It was the culmination of the Selma to Montgomery March for voting rights. The march was sponsored by the Southern Christian Leadership Council. The first march had set off on March 7th, but ended in the bloody Sunday violence at the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where state troopers and vigilantes attacked the marchers with batons, tear gas, and whips. The second march on the 7th was aborted when Martin Luther King saw the way was again blocked. That was known as Turnaround Tuesday. On March 21st, protected by the National Guard, the third march successfully set off for the Capitol, arriving on the 25th. In his speech that day, King delivered the famous line, "How long? Not long, because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." a watchword for us today in these dark times. Today is the anniversary of the birth of Aretha Franklin in 1942, great RESPECT to the Queen of Gospel. Today we wish a happy birthday to Elton John, born this day in 1947. After his glam rock phase that helped define an era, he's gone on to write so many scores for plays and animated films, and who can forget his rendering of Candle in the Wind 1997 at Diana's funeral. Happy birthday, Elton John. Today is Greek Independence Day. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 25th of March, 2026.